sleep till I...
What is up, guys? It's Defy and I'm back with another tutorial. This is number 7 in the series. I've had a mad upload schedule today. Actually, the guy who runs the network that I'm with has said, "Yo, do you actually use like a schedule? Do I schedule my uploads?" No, I don't. I just stick my uploads out as they go. So I'm gonna schedule this one for around 7 p.m. GMT or BST, depending on whether you go by the British Summertime rules. So this will be out later tonight, and I've had a lot of comments recently on my thumbnails. Personally, they're not that hard to make, and I'm going to show you how to make the ones that I do. Obviously, I'm not going to give the template out at the end because they're unique to me, and I like creating them because I like to inform people of the video instead of like you can do different sort of thumbnails. You could do serious ones. You could do the ones I've got, which are kind of informative but yet creative. Or you could do the ones where you have like people's faces edited into bodies, like the big YouTubers do, like Sidemen. If you watch the Sidemen videos, you'll notice how they've got their faces edited into the bodies of like army soldiers and stuff like that. If they're doing a Call of Duty video, for example. So the basis of this is it's going to be what you see on screen. It's going to be this template. Obviously, to start off, we need to make ourselves a new canvas. We're going to start from scratch, and we need to make it the size of what your YouTube video is, like the canvas size you render your videos at, and what fits nicely. So what I normally use for a desktop is 1920 by 1080, which is what the size of a desktop is. But for YouTube, I use anyway 1280 by 720. So we just open a new canvas, new top, 1280 by 720. So it opens up a new canvas. So from here we can really do anything. We don't have to use this layer. We can hide this layer and just have like a clear background. Now, when I start off, I always have a black background. Always have a black background regardless. You can put different colours on if you want, but for this I'm going to put a black background on. I might put a gradient on and put something like that, but I think I'm just going to stick with a black background like that. I'm going to turn... Actually, I'm just going to put a standard colour on. I'm not going to put a gradient on at all. And I'm going to put a triple 18 as I always do in my videos. And then we're going to rasterize that. So there's my base layer. So I'm going to name this base. Now from here, I've got a selection of things. I've got backgrounds. I can have stuff like GTA. I've also got GTA thumbnails here. I've got other stuff that I was going to do on my other channel. And then I've got stuff that I put on for my design work. But I'm going to go and grab the stuff that helps me create sort of like the glow here. So I've got a sort of like a black overlay where it leaves it in the center and it's black on the edges. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to duplicate that and put this in here. So that goes up there. And you see it creates this because there's no other layers on there at the moment. And it fits on the canvas pretty nicely. If I just drag that with a couple of touches. That I also use, if I put that on, that's another sort of glow. I use a glow there, and I use some lighting kits from Sezo HQ. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. And he does a lot of work with graphics and like helping people out. And you can see it creates now. Now I've got a blue filter on. I've got a bit of a blue filter on there. It creates a bit of a blue texture on there. Obviously, I don't need to do anything with these layers. I might need to shrink that down because it's a little bit bigger than the canvas size, especially if I want the glow to be in a certain place. If I wanted it to be just on the corners or something, I would drag the canvas really big. I'd drag like the layer really big. And then the lighting is on a soft light, so it's very dim, but it's still visible. If I put it on and off, you see it just around here, this bit here. And then from there, I've got a fade on, it's like that, so it's additional to the one you see on the side where you have it like that. So I have a fade on there, and I'm going to duplicate the fade as well. And see, the fade really puts it down, it really puts sort of the lightness, or making it sort of bright. And I can also drag that up as well because it's not a defined layer. But if I wanted to get rid of sort of like the area that's been faded, I would rather drag the layer really big, like that, and do it like that. I'm gonna leave it how it is. And then from there, I could either put a border on. I could either have borders like this. I've used borders like that in the past if it's a specific type of tutorial. So I'm going to put that in just in case, and I'm going to put that in there. And you could put it underneath the fade and have like a little bit of a cutaway like that if you wanted to, or you could put it above. It's completely up to you. You could replace that with your logo, and then I've got another glow on the top just to save that. And there's the extra glow that sits on top of that brings that sort of glow that you always see in my videos. And the glow is sort of, you could put it on that side if you wanted, on the right side over here by just flipping it in the edit. Now you go and transform and flip horizontal or vertical. And then from there it's really adding your text. So I've got this text font that I use in all my videos. It's bold, it's nice, it sticks out well, and it doesn't really create that much of an issue in regards to like everyone can read. It's quite professional as well. So I'm going to put that right in the middle. So, you know, it's eyeline match, so when you see it on YouTube and it's sitting there, it's quite nice. And you could then choose where you want to put it in terms of layers on here. You could put it under glow, so it would just go down a bit. You could put it under fade, so it would really go down. Or you could put it under white border like that. That's usually where I put mine. Personally, that's just where I decide to put it. I usually actually put it above the fade here, so it sits above. And then obviously I'm going to show you what the text font is. The text font is EA font version 1.5, but you just put on font.com, you can just put EA font and this will show up if you don't already have it pre-installed, because it's quite a default sort of font. So you can put that there, and I'm just going to put my text here. And then I want to drag this up so it's really, really big. So this is what say I was doing a GTA video, this is what I put the title of my video. So if I was doing the fleecer job, I would put fleecer job here, and then I would duplicate this here and put my title here. And I would pull that down so it's a little bit smaller and stick that above. I would make it quite small, simply because it's still visible on YouTube where you look at the title, and usually mine says like live graphic tutorial or something here. So then you can put your title there, you can have your text there, and then you could have whatever goes here in the space. You could put logos, you could put something like, obviously this is number 7 in the tutorial list, so I could put, I don't know, you can't put hashtags on this because it's a certain type of font, so you could put number 7, or you could just put 7. I'm just going to put 7 just for the sake of it. So I could put, actually, have a better idea. I'm going to put episode 7, and I could even get the same sort of the size of the text from my title here and make it the same there, and I could put it either there or I could put it down here, and I could put it there, and I could make it whatever size I wanted. I could put it up in the top, I could put it down here, anywhere that's sort of visible and that you sort of like it, but I'm going to put it in the corner there for now. And then from there you really just want to put your background image on. So if I was creating ones like you see here, what I do to get, if you're a graphic designer, I'll rename it. If you're a graphic designer, And what I do is I just take a picture of my screen. So I've got light shot. I would hit print screen, and then I would drag this across here and just save it, and then drag it back into Photoshop. And then to get it on the slant like I do, I would then take, say this is my screenshot here, I would then take that, I would put it into Photoshop, and I would drag it to the same size as the canvas, which was 128720 as we know, and save that like that. So that's quite nice there. It's quite nice where it is. I'm just going to drag that down to where it needs to go, which is here, so it fits on the background but the text is still more visible than it is. And then to get the slant, I would go up to edit, I would go to perspective warp, and then I would drag it a little bit bigger than the size of the actual layer, and do that. So you get these lines here. You would then click enter, so it gets rid of the lines. And then to do what I do, you can really do what you want. You could pull these two buttons down and create a sort of elevator style, you know, like the Star Wars text at the, that's a really dumb example, but where it's scrolling up and it says in a galaxy far, far away story, where it's going up like that, you could create a thing like that. But to do mine, I just simply drag this to here and drag this one so it's facing up. And you see it pushes this side, the left side, back and pulls the right side forward and creates sort of like a slant, like it's on an edge. And you can do that with PNG logos. If you look at my YouTube banner, I've done that with my logo in terms of the background. I've pulled at the other side, so the other side would be in. And then from there, you just have to press edit, not edit, rather, enter again. And it's on a slant, as you can see. So if I put it back, it goes there. If I put it back, if I put it back, and then go there. And then from there, obviously, because it's slanted, it's not as big as the actual canvas. So you need to just drag it until you're satisfied that you've got the size you want. So that's the size I want there. I'm just going to drag that a little bit smaller in. And then from there, you could either leave it like that, or where I do is I have my title and then my text like that. So I've got that, but it's also coloured in the background with the canvas. So if I wanted to put this black and white, I would go up to here where you've got all these options. You've got soft light, you've got overlay. You could really choose what you want. My most favourites are hard light, soft light and overlay. But for these, usually I use luminosity. And that makes it black and white. And takes all the colour out of it. And then you could fade it down to about 40-50% opacity. And you still get the text on the front is nice and bold. But the text on the back here, like the front, isn't. And then if I wanted to put the lighting back on to give it a little bit of luminosity, I could put the blue on there. I could also make this fit all the way on top. And then if I wanted to change the colour for it, I would press Ctrl U. I would colorize. I would drag the saturation up, and I'd move the hue around to where I wanted it to go. So if I wanted a sort of purpley blue, if I wanted blue there, if I wanted a pink, I could do what I want. If I wanted red, and this would move the whole layer and make the whole layer sort of green. So I'm going to stick it at a nice purple, I think. And then I've got it on overlay at the moment, and I could put soft light on. I could put hard light, would completely ruin it. Luminosity would just turn it completely black, which is not what you want to do. So I would, for these two, I would only use overlay, like that, and soft light. So we're going to stick it back as overlay. And I want to put the pink on, but I don't want it to be as vibrant as it was. So I'd mess around with the opacity and put it around, maybe around 40-30%. So it's sort of like dim in the corners, but also quite light. And then for the text, as the last point, I want the title to be a different colour to the text here. Usually I put my text here as a certain colour. So just my text here, would be just a white gradient. And then you would change the title to a gradient of your choice. So I've got all these gradients here that I've worked and got. So I've got pink, I've got sort of burgundy, green, orange, yellow, blue to black, red to black, purple and pinks, reds, turquoise, orange. I'm going to stick orange on there. And usually if you're choosing your own grade, go from dark to light. So if you're on here and you chose colour, you'd start from here and then you'd work your way up to the top. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. And there is basically your thumbnail. That's basically what I do. You would then save that. You would then, if you wanted the highest quality, you would then go up to layer, flatten image, file, save as, and PNG. And then when you're uploading it, you just put your custom thumbnail on. And it makes your videos look a lot more professional, especially if you have the text on it. It's a lot better in terms of audience awareness and stuff. Guys, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new. Please ask me some questions in the comments for a Q&A I've got coming Friday. Because I haven't got any questions at the moment and it's a little bit awkward. Obviously, if you guys have liked this, like I said, it's number 7 in the design tutorial playlist, so check out the other videos. I did a long Twitter branding tutorial last night, and I left the template in the description. I also speed arted it as well, so that's another series coming. I did some product reviews today, so if you guys want to check that out, and you want me to do a giveaway of either of the two, I will do a giveaway of the two in the next couple of days. If you guys have any other questions, you can contact me on Skype. My Skype is Naytown117. If not, hit me up on Twitter, ManLikeDefy. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much for the end for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see ya!